Well, hello everybody. It's that time of the week. It's time with Gramps, and tonight's special guest is High Velocity Savage. And it takes about 30 seconds to come through. Can you see the chat at all then, Savage?
Oh,
because yeah, we it says we've got no. Oh, we have got we've got 3 watchers now. That must be Scott, the Phoebers and Sissy Show, and Money. Oh, we've got 4. It's gone up. So, Savage, I noticed that you are smoking a nice big cigar. I hope it's a Havana one. And what I haven't seen so far, because I've been talking to you for the last 15 minutes, I haven't seen a can of beer or lager or whatever in your hand. That's most unusual for you. Oh, look, I know it'd be around somewhere. You have it on every live stream.
I've already finished one since we've been talking.
Oh, so, Savage, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, about where you grew up, where you went to school, college, and what you've been up to in your life? Because I don't know how old you are, but if you could tell us a bit, the supporters.
All right, so I'm 34. I identify as a male. No, I'm just playing.
Oh, you could have fooled me.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that, folks.
I grew up. I was born in Oakland, California. I grew up in San Jose, California. I went to school until 6th grade, and then I dropped out. I had to go back to high school for 22 days. I went to high school out of all the years because they threatened to throw me in jail if I didn't go to school. So after that 22 days, I told them, you guys want to throw me in jail, go right ahead, because I'm not going back. And they pretty much, they just left me alone. So I had a serious injury when I was back in 2006. I shattered my legs in an accident, a bull riding accident. And then I was in a wheelchair 11 and a half months. So I thought, I was so bored, I figured I'd do something with myself. So I tried to take the GED test. And I did so well that they let me challenge the test. I got a high school diploma. And then being Native American, that I got a scholarship. So I went to college after that. And then once the scholarship ran out, then I was done. Again, I didn't like school just as much as I did as a child. So there wasn't no big change in that.
So what made you evade school then?
It just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I wasn't on the same level as children going to school.
Yeah.
Like I said, in a bad neighborhood, that you grow up exposed to things, and like you mature very early. And that, going to school and like, singing songs at Christmas time for, the little shows or something, that was not stuff that was a part of my life. I honestly didn't believe that I would live to be 20. I truly did not.
I'm just looking up. Hello, boy stickers. They're all from the Wolfpack, aren't they? Bait and Law. Hello. I will follow all your channels. That when the stream finishes, I will check you all out and come over and follow you and support you. Can you say something in the chat, please, Savage?
Yeah.
I know they're all your supporters, but we might get others in. So look at that. I will now make you a moderator. So you're a moderator. I'll make, can I trust all the others as moderators? I can, can't I?
Oh, yeah. The Wolfpack, they will look out for you with everything it takes. That's one thing about the Wolfpack that honestly, I probably wouldn't have got as far as I was in YouTube today without the wolf pack. I mean, without them, it wouldn't have been possible.
Yeah. So Savage, what made you start your YouTube channel then?
Honestly, I thought it was going to be an easy way to make money.
Yeah.
I used to be really big on Facebook. So if I would drop one of my stupid videos, that's what everybody in my entire family calls them. It's stupid videos. You know, my father, he hasn't even subscribed to my channel because he's like, I don't want to see any of your stupid freaking videos, you know. But if I would drop one on Facebook, I'd have 1,000 views a day and 300 comments a day per video. So I thought, this is going to be easy. I'm going to just transfer this right over to YouTube and I'm going to be golden. And at the time, it was right when they started the 4,000 hour, 1,000 subscriber regulation. And so I sat on some videos on YouTube. They had 23 views and I had 3 subscribers, my wife, my son, and my nephew. And I was thinking like, well, this ain't going exactly how I thought at all. So I stopped, and I didn't start back until last April or May. So in a total of YouTubing, I've only been doing it for like 7 months now, maybe coming on 8 months.
Yeah.
But I was monetized at the 6-month mark. So, I mean, it is growing and it's doing well. And I mean, most of all, like interacting with people, meeting other people, you know, I'm a social butterfly.
Yeah.
So I guess a lot like yourself, so that it came kind of easy.
Yeah. So you want to make money from your channel. So how are you going to go about making your channel that well known that you are eventually going to make money from it?
Well, actually, I'm going to
Money says more like a moth. Oh, that's a good one. I'll remember
that. Yeah, so I'm going to continue doing the networking, but actually I have some really, really big videos planned. So as you guys seen the boat that right now I'm sitting next to a Lincoln electric welder, that I have some big plans that I'm going to be one of the first ones to ever build a shark cage at home and take it out into the Pacific Ocean and swim with great white sharks. So I'm going to drop that right around Shark Week. And I know a lot of my videos are dangerous. I mean, a lot of the plans that I have for the future are dangerous, but yeah, all right.
Wow, wait. So you're going to build the cage and go out, because it's funny, because I was watching one of your videos earlier on, and I put a question mark, hand feeding sharks it was, and you'd only got one about that big. I was expecting a great big white, you know, that's what I was thinking. That was definitely clickbait, wasn't it, Savage?
No, so actually my friend, so those sharks, as small as they are, he's here right now.
Tell him to join us. He can come in.
You were here the day when we did the hand feeding baby sharks. Yeah.
Hello there, young man.
He got scared. He was like, "Oh my god!" Like, you know, when I started,
that's a lie.
No, so they really are full of teeth, even at that size. Like, they have a lot of teeth.
Vicious.
The How to Catch Big Mouth Bass, that was actually a lingcod. And those guys have teeth the size of cats or bigger and razor sharp. I actually really cut my hand up in doing that video. And so the sharks that we fished for, that was a very slow day. I caught one about that big that day. We were expecting in the 5 to at least 4 foot range. But that day it was just an off day. So we were catching really small ones. So that's actually in the bay. Just outside of the bay, me and Josh have been out fishing, and the same day that great whites, like 13, were seen in the direct vicinity of us fishing. So, I mean, that, you know, sometimes I just come up with dumb ideas and I just go with it. And like, when I wake up in the morning, I never know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
you know?
I have seen you mention that quite a few times on your videos. But so, have you got a GoPro or any camera where you are going to be able to film underwater shots?
My cell phone.
Oh, so what cell phone you got then?
So I've just got a Samsung LG, but I've got a waterproof light box that I send it, and that like the how-to underwater footage that I showed on video, I took my cell phone, locked it in this box, I tossed it into a river, and I got some really cool underwater footage. And but I'm gonna buy a drone, and which we've spoke about this, that I'm gonna get the drone after seeing your last drone video, so that we can actually get some aerial footage and help us find the great white sharks first of all. And that I'm gonna get a really good GoPro, because this one, out of all my videos, there are some that I'm just gonna really try to put the actual effort into making them great, as opposed to, you know, just my, you know, regular BS. Like these, I really want to put those, and that's exactly why I'm dropping them very close to Shark Week, and that way that they really blow up, and I mean into the millions of view range, and get me some really serious attention in the next year here.
Oh, you've got my appetite whetted now, Savage. You know, I can't wait for these videos of yours, you know, because that is going to be excellent. You know, I'll have to try and come over to California and come with you, because I would love to go shark diving in a cage.
So I've actually, just as a backup, I've actually been doing some research. So a lot of the videos that are made during Shark Week, that they're filmed, the ones in California, they're filmed right here, either by Ana Nuevo, Seal Island, or the Farallon Islands. And this is one of the only places where great whites jump out of the water to Africa and Australia, or others where they jump out to eat seals. And what they do is, when they're coming north up the coast, that they follow the seal migrations. And so I've actually found a professional place that has real shark cages that are supposed to get you really close to the sharks. And once again, you know, I'm always looking to really push the boundaries. So I was going to do a video where I'm out in the shark territory and sitting on a blow up alligator, right? Like a pool toy, right? And fit this pool toy. And that just in case everybody doesn't know, that sharks are afraid of alligators, so I'm totally freaking safe.
we out. What did you say then?
There's no scientific structure to back these claims whatsoever. But yeah. So, you know, my wife, she always wonders if one of my stupid ideas are going to, you know, get me killed one day. But, you know, pushing the limit is what I do, you know, so.
Yeah, and that's what life's all about. It's hello, the Yorkshire Drone Seekers. I'm interviewing High Velocity Savage tonight, a young guy from California, 2 hours away from the Bay Area, who is he's got a fantastic channel. He does everything on there. Because what I was going to ask you about now then is you've mentioned to me that you've ridden bulls, Mustangs, rope Mustangs, and everything like that. But before I get talking about those skills, the one that I really want to get you on is this parachute jump. On one of your videos, I saw you folding the parachute up, and you have got it there by you. I was expecting you to be up in a light aircraft, and you end up going to run off a barn roof. And you made one attempt and stopped at the end. And the second attempt, you jumped, but the parachute didn't open. So how is it you ended up here now?
Well, so that one was actually really set up. So that was set up to lead up to another jump. So that there's a place called Skydive California right here locally, and they actually will not let you jump with a 1988 parachute. So that was a military issue parachute that I had to look on how to pack and learn how to pack a parachute of that style. So there are numerous videos of how to pack a parachute, but the modern kind that you see in all the movies where you could steer them and stuff. The video that I learned how to pack that parachute off of was one of those really old staged videos, like, our boys take the greatest pride in packing their parachutes. And like, you know, I've had to pause and rewind parts over and over and over because it's not really teaching you how to pack a parachute. It was more like they were walking through like a flight deck and they had people packing parachutes while doing it. And so I honestly thought that packing that parachute was going to be a breeze, right? Yeah. I'm the type of guy, if I go camping, I could get a sleeping bag or a tent back in its original thing. This was not. I mean, I had to put all my weight on it. I mean, it was very difficult. So I actually a parachute jump over the Monterey Bay, over one of the places that we plan on taking the shark cage. And I will, once again, that will be with the new cameras and stuff, so I get the best possible footage.
Speak of the devil, Angel Muniz, Angel Muniz is in. Hello, Angel. Sorry about this getting cut off. I'd like to say welcome everybody in the chat. I can't keep up with the chat because that's the one thing that when you're talking to somebody that you do miss people coming in the chat. So if I've missed anybody, I do apologise. I'd like to say welcome. Most of you already support Savage, but if you don't, go over and support his great channel.
Hey, and you know, I honestly, I always took you for a truthful man. And then you saying I have a great channel, I might have to start doubting that now. Oh,
you have, because what I've watched today, 90% of your videos, and I've only known you since Scott introduced me to you, Savage, and I checked out, as I say, 90%, and I've had a laugh today on some of those escapades you've had. You have got a very entertaining channel, and your live streams are brilliant. So to me, you've got a great channel. Hello, Keith and Abby, aka Our Life, and Patrick D, welcome. So before we go any further then, Savage, can you tell us about this wolf pack that you've got? How many members you've got in this wolf pack?
So I think the wolf pack, as I'm looking here at the comments, I think the wolf pack is pretty strong here. And, you know, that honestly, the wolf pack, the Ultimate Shoe Tube and me have been together supporting each other for quite a while. Like, so I don't call, you know, the beginning of YouTube for me when I made those first couple videos and then just stopped. It wasn't until I came back in like April, May or something like that, that I started figuring things out. And that me and the Ultimate Shoe Tube, that we got together, and we, like I said, you know, we've been together a long time. Bait and Lure just happened to find me by fluke, and it was like we were all meant to be. You know, we got Money, Phoebers and Sissy Show. I mean, we've got Incredible Big D, Danger Games Tyler, Minecraft Miller Bro, Scott Fichter. Scott Fichter is a new member of the Wolfpack, and that I know lately I've seen a lot of people trolling and giving bad comments on live streams, which that's actually something that's coming more and more popular. And everybody in the pack, you know, Money, everybody. Well, usually Money, he's usually leaving the bad comments on my live streams, but you know, but we're best of bros. But yeah. That, you know, everybody's looking out for each other, and you know, everybody that's got that wrench, if somebody starts doing that stuff, it's not tolerated. And you know, that everybody knew I was going to be here, and I seen everybody of the wolf pack sending it out, and that's why everybody's here so strong today, you know.
Yeah, and I do really appreciate all the wolf. I hope I'm a member now of the wolf pack, because oh yeah, I mean, yeah, you've just beaten my record, 39 watching now. Can I get it up to 40? I'd love to get up to 40, but I'm not worried if I don't. But I appreciate everybody being in. So I might as well ask you, Savage, then, what other skills have you got then? Besides being a Mustang rider, a shark fisherman, eating crickets, speed dating, off the grid living, parachute jumping, visiting haunted houses. You know, what other extreme things can you do now besides this shark diving in the shark cage?
Actually, one of my best skills is I'm a world-class BSer. No, honestly, there's not much that I can't do. So I've always been one of those people that that if there's something I want to do, you know, as opposed to going to the store and buying it. I mean, there are things that we just have to buy, you know, but if I can make it, I just enjoy making things. And it doesn't matter if it's metal, if it's wood, if it's plastic, rubber, you know, I could pretty much make anything. So here coming up in California is crab season. And just over here in the shop, I have these crab pots. And right before I got really serious into YouTube, I made an electric crab pot puller. And, well, you know, it's actually, I'm looking right at it. I'll just show it to you.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Savage is just going to get that. All the new people that are in the chat, welcome. I will, after the stream's finished, we'll be checking out all your channels and supporting you all. Evening Random Life Productions. Oh, yeah. You've missed a great start to this live stream. This is Savage, by the way, at Random Life Productions.
So, last year, we took the crab pots out and we couldn't pull them up. You know, well, we could. They were just really heavy. And even though you could throw them around one-handed on ground, when they're underwater, and, you know, sometimes the jellyfish get stuck, like big man of war jellyfish. It just feels like you're pulling up 500 pounds. So I came back home and I welded up this here frame. I got a winch on the front here. And then I've got a old rim from a wheelbarrow with an electric motor. And I actually just used a house light switch. So you wrap the cord around here. And, you know, these are all like home welds. You know, they were pretty ugly. And the power supply, it plugs in and it just clips right onto the batteries that are in the boat. And we probably made this in about 20, 30 minutes. I mean, there's nothing that we cannot figure out.
Cool.
So, like, as far as skills that I can do, I mean, we could stay here for the rest of the live stream if you'd like, talking about stuff like that.
I'm interested in anything, you know, because, I mean, you could sell something like that. You know, I mean, to these fishing channels, you know, you go sea fishing or, I don't know about river fishing, whether you could use that in the river or what.
I would actually rather teach people how to make it themselves, because a crab pot puller starts at $500, you know, to about $1,000.
Yeah.
We made that for about maybe $60, and it works brilliantly. So, I mean, I would rather teach people to do for themselves than to promote. Or if that was the case, I'd start selling stuff like that on my channel. Hey, for only $599, you can buy the custom Savage crab pot puller, you know, but that's not what I'm into. You know, I'd rather teach people how to do it themselves, you know?
Well, you'll have to do more videos on that. Random Life's just said, can you make us some camera gear? Hello, WrestleMania. I can't keep up with the chat tonight. There's that many in. Midnight Raven, Never Farm. Hello. If I say it wrong, I do apologise. Only Omar. We've got Pusa Studios in. Patrick D. I'll tell you what, this is 44. I've had it up to 46 in so far. I wonder if I can get 50. New record for me. I'm catching Pusa Studios up. Well, yeah. That will be something. I'd love to, you know, I really love their channel as well. So, eating crickets. Can I have your opinion on eating crickets? Did you enjoy them?
I've ate worse. I've ate worse in a restaurant.
Yeah, because we've got a TV channel over here called Get Me Out of Here, which is about living in a jungle in Australia. And this week it starts with a celebrity one, and they eat crickets and other things like that. So, are there any other animals that you've ate that are unusual?
Let's see. What else have I don't know what all I've ate on YouTube, but I've done some pretty weird stuff. Like, once again, you know, my name is High Velocity Savage, and Savage has been tattooed across my stomach since I was about 15 years old. I live up to that name all the time. Yeah. You know,
before you go any further, then, Savage, can we all have a look at the tattoo?
Oh, it's very old. Like I said, it's been there for a lot of years, and it's pretty big. I mean,
cool. That is good. Yeah, that's it. That's one for the young ladies on the channel, you know.
Well, I guess if the young ladies like out of shape guys, then they came to the right place.
Yeah, I've taken you from that thought, Anna. So let's get back to that thought then. So, what other things have you done that stick in your memory?
Okay, so I actually have one that's upcoming. Okay, so this is going to be a YouTube live stream, and this is going to be with Money. I believe Nick from Bait and Lure wanted to get on this. The Ultimate ShoeTube, he's going to be the host of this, and Brad's Shoe Game, that we are going to try to eat an entire pizza, right? So I know that I cannot eat an entire pizza. So on my entire pizza, I'm going to have live worms and crickets. And my goal is to just pretty much gross out everybody else that's in the challenge so they cannot complete it themselves. But I know that for a while, Ultimate ShoeTube was there training pretty hard to get ready for this. And Money, I've seen Money eat a half a pizza without blinking. So I'm pretty sure Money can do. I don't eat very often. I mean, sometimes. One time, me and Money, we're hanging out, and I was like, did we eat today? And he's like, no. And I was like, oh, screw it, dude. I'll eat tomorrow then, right? You know, like, so I don't eat very much. But that will be one for everybody to check out. So everybody, make sure you check out Ultimate ShoeTube, because that pizza challenge will be on his channel.
Oh, yeah, I will definitely check that out then and see how well you do. So when's that going out then, Savage?
Tell you the truth, that's still in the works now. I think we might want to publicize that one a little more, you know, before we really do it, to get as many people into the live stream as we can. But that even if it's just the wolf pack there, then, you know, we're still going to do it, because, you know, that's what we do.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you what, you've got some great things coming up on your channel, haven't you?
Well, no, that's on the Ultimate ShoeTube channel.
Yeah.
But, you know, I would, like I would say that definitely everybody that checks out the Wolfpack, you know, the Wolfpack has your back. You know, they're checking out everybody's videos. I mean, they're the strongest, you know, group that I've ever seen. I mean, that there's ever been, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, great then. So
I'm actually
I noticed on that promotional video you did earlier on your channel, you mentioned that you've got another interview coming up with Mr. James Cox. So
yes,
are you looking forward to that one?
Yes. So it also happens that I don't know if Pusa's still in here, but I would definitely like to get with Pusa Studios also because and Scott Fichter, because I live very close to YouTube. And I have a very good friend that I shark fish with that works at YouTube. So, and he doesn't just like work at YouTube. He's like he's almost important there, right?
Yeah.
And that I get a lot of inside information that is very helpful to young channels. And without his insight, I never would have made it to monetization, period. So that's the knowledge that I can share. So because I screw around and do so much jackassery, pretty much, that a lot of people might take it not so serious from my channel, because my channel's not serious. You know, I don't do thumbnails. I don't edit. You know, I don't do, you know, all the stuff you're supposed to do. Technically, I don't do. But people like Scott Fichter, you know, he's got an amazing channel. James Cox has an amazing channel. You know, Pusa Studios. I would really like to get that information out to these people to help all the people that follow them. And you know, maybe
it's the same with me, Savage. I haven't concentrated on my thumbnails or anything like that. That's all the advice that you get. But the biggest advice I can ever give anybody on YouTube, it's your personality that sells your channel. Because if people like you as a person, they will stick with you. It's like you with your business. If you do a good job for that customer, people come back to you. So you can, all right, doing nice thumbnails might stand out. But when people look at it, look at your channel, if they don't like you behind the channel, then they will never stick with you.
That's absolutely true. I mean, there's Random
Life's just put on Where's-all thumbnail because she calls me Where's-all Gummidge. It was a TV show, I can't remember, 70s, 80s, about a scarecrow, you know. So that's why I mentioned that. Sorry about that, Savage. Whatever.
Oh, no problem. And I mean, you could have guys that have like, you know, absolute, you know, crap or channels and the best editing and everything. And you're absolutely right. I mean, if it wasn't, you know, for the Wolfpack, you know, guys like Money would probably never succeed in this. No, I'm just playing. Money's great. But no, but you know, I do know what you mean. And one of the points, though, that Scott is really trying to make to me is because I really look up to Scott. I mean, I know that him and everybody else continues telling me the same thing. And maybe one day some of that will sink in.
I hope not. I hope not.
But, you know, when people come across the video, so I'm thinking of doing this and just using my same icon, you know, maybe just in the bottom corner, and that lets people know, oh yeah, that's a Savage video, you know, check it out. But, you know, I got to be honest, a lot of people, my channel's not for them, you know, that my whole idea of doing YouTube is not to please the masses. And the thing is that no matter what you're doing, there will be somebody who wants to watch you. And so that's one thing for everybody to keep in mind. there's hope for everybody on YouTube.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, you know, I mean, it takes time and it takes energy to build your channel up. And once you've built it up and you hope to keep your subscribers. Hello, Brad BTD. He's in the house as well now. That's what it, and Osbeach Andy. Hello, sir, from Australia. So support each other, because go over and check each other's channels and support. Join the wolf pack. That Savage is he's the main wolf. I'm going to put. I'll tell you what. I'm going to send you a link later on.
I'm not the main wolf.
No, but you know that looking at this, they all love your channel just like me. You know, so you know.
Yeah, no.
There is no leader in the wolf pack on this channel, is there?
The Ultimate ShoeTube was the founder of the wolf pack.
Yeah,
and I can't take no credit for that now or ever. You know, but that you know, me and Ultimate ShoeTube, we talk a lot. Me and Scott, we talk a lot. Me and Money, I see Money almost every day. But you know, anybody like that, you know, would want to consider joining the wolf pack, you know, like it's almost like a motorcycle gang that you can't just walk into the wolf pack and say, hey, I want to be a wolf pack member. We used to be a little more laxed on letting, you know, people join the group before it was the wolf pack, and people would be amazing, you know, and then next thing you know, that people's true colors come out, and honestly, not everybody's made for the wolf pack, you know. And it's not like we have like super strict regulations on joining the wolf pack or anything like that, but you know, being true, you know, being faithful, even to yourself is a big part. And that's what you know, even though the wolf pack, it may sound aggressive or whatever, you know, I've got multiple messages today saying that, hey, this person's live, or it's this person's first live, and that we were all there very strong, you know, showing support. And you know, that's what we do. Like, we're doing something that honestly, that nobody else, and you're seeing it in your live stream, because
yeah. Because normally I only get about 20 in the live stream, but I've had it up to 40 odd today. So, you know, new record for the Eagle, which I'm very proud of, and I appreciate the wolf pack for helping me on that. So let's talk a bit about your roping skills. Where did you learn to lasso whatever, at a bull or a Mustang or whatever?
Honestly, I've been roping so long that I couldn't even honestly tell you. Like, you know, my dad and a bunch of my dad's friends, my mom's friends, you know, like I kind of grew up like with some like country influence, even though, you know, I lived in a bad neighborhood.
Yeah.
Just since we were on the live stream, that both my son and my daughter, my son's 9 and my daughter's 3, they were out roping since we've been on this live stream, and just here practicing roping at the yard. So things like that, that if you don't like anything you do, if you like to fish, if you like to do anything, and I'm a man of many hats, as you've seen, that if you don't pass this stuff down, then it'll eventually be lost.
Yeah.
So my son, I have a video coming soon. It was the DIY, the stove restoration.
Yeah.
Just in the last couple of days, I taught my son how to use a MIG welder. I taught my son how to MIG weld. He's 9 years old. I don't know of very many 9-year-olds that could drive a forklift and operate a MIG welder. You know, I mean,
I agree on that. Yeah, you don't. Because I watched that video where he was driving the forklift, and I thought, wow, you know, so it must be wonderful to have a father like you, because you must be a lot of fun, and you treat your kids right. You know, I mean, I've seen you playing with them on the videos. I've seen you sat there playing computer games with them. You seem to get really involved with your family, and there's not many fathers do that.
Well, you know, there's always room for improvement, and I honestly think that that if I do more and just continue to try and do more, and maybe set the phone down a little more often and spend more time with them, that I would do a better job, you know?
Yeah.
And I can say that. So there's always room for improvement. And it's never too late. It's never too late, you know?
Yeah, agreed on that. So I'm going to ask you about that video that you put up about speed dating. What are your views on speed dating?
Well, so that whole video was just a joke, right?
Yeah.
So me and a buddy, that we were there, and I was out, I had to be hunting or something, right? And I just you know, like I said, sometimes I come up with ideas right on the spot, you know, right on the spot. And that was one of those that so the gist of that video was, it goes into a really dirty joke, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to, you know, tarnish your channel by saying this dirty joke.
Well, you're all right.
But so, you know, farmers, and I'm sure over there in Scotland that sheep is a pretty big deal. But the lonely farmers, what they do is they take rubber boots, right? And they'd stick the sheep's feet into the rubber boots so they could get frisky, right?
Yeah.
Well, so I went a little farther than that, and I said, well, if you cut a hole in the side of the boot, the sheep's hooves, they're kind of sharp and they won't cut up your feet. And, you know, so, and then sheeps don't like baths either. So if you dunk a sheep's head in water, then they just back right up to you, you know. And then, so like I said, it goes on to a really dirty joke, but, you know, like that's one of the things that I always say, my channel is not for everybody. I mean, you know, I don't try to please everybody. You know, I've often had calls from like some really good friends, like How to Fish, you know, How to Fish. And he's like, man, it's so hard to come up with original ideas. You know, like for YouTube, you Google anything and someone's done it, you know, 100 times already. And I was like, no, you got to think outside the box, because there's a lot of stuff that I do that nobody's ever done, and at least not on YouTube yet. And I don't have the niche, you know, like Scott and everybody talks about the niche. I don't have a niche. So it's really hard for me to retain an audience. I have some coming up. They're going to be live streams. The Wheel of Death, right?
Yeah.
So you've heard of the Wheel of Death.
Yeah, I've watched the video, yeah.
So part of the Wheel of Death is actually sitting right next to me right now. So I built the Wheel of Death. I disassembled the wheel so we could do the graphics on it and stuff. All the graphics are done here. Some of the wolf pack are doing icons for the things. And once again, I say this channel is not for everybody, but this is going to be the Wheel of Death. Okay.
Yeah.
Then there are going to be items that me, 3-4 other people play. We spin the wheel, and it's going to come up with some very, very terrible, terrible things, like waxing your eyelashes, getting tasered in the face, bad haircuts, bad tattoos, pepper sprayed. And that Wheel of Death is actually coming at the perfect time because MTV is releasing a new series, kind of like the Jackass one. So this Wheel of Death is really going to blow up because I'm going to, you know, make sure that it gets to the right channels and that a lot more people will be tuning in. My goal for like everybody in the Wolf Pack is like one day, you know, we have 1,000 people in our live streams, you know, or more. I mean, the sky's the limit on YouTube. You can't, you know, aim for the roof hoping to hit the stars. You know, you got to just shoot right for the stars. And think about NASA. You know, they didn't make it to the moon on their first time. I mean, you know, it took a lot of attempts, and but they eventually got it right, and they're going, you know, above and beyond now. So I'm not saying it's going to take that long for anybody, but if you don't make your goal right away, that keep shooting. I mean, keep shooting.
Yeah, yeah, I fully agree on that, Savage. Yeah, you know, because if you aim high, you'll make it. You've got to put that goal, you know, and you're going to get there. Your channel is going to be really big because you're a fantastic individual. You've got some great ideas. You're not afraid to test them out. You know, yeah. You are different, and that's why I've enjoyed. You know, I'm enjoying this interview, getting to know you as a person, not just the channel, but as a person. You know, I just wish I was now 30 years younger. Because all the traveling I've done, I'd definitely come over again to California.
Well, you know, there's a lot of research that goes into my ideas also.
Yeah.
Like bite force of a great white shark. You know, like, I mean, like there's like the bull riding videos. Like, yeah. You know, I broke my foot. I broke my foot a couple weeks. It's still pretty tender. I could get a tennis shoe on pretty decently now. But that on a bull riding that we attempted live, but it was just terrible service there, so we had to upload the videos. I just had a bull step on my foot, and I just broke my back. Just so you guys know, I broke my back 2013. So me getting back into bull riding, I'm actually going to try to cut weight and work out before next season, and I'm going to sponsor myself. So all of my bull riding gear is going to say High Velocity Savage at YouTube, you know, and it'll be pretty much every event that I go to. I should get, you know, maybe 1,000 more subscribers or something like that. I mean, every event, and then putting the YouTube videos out. I mean, and you know, my wife, I gotta say, my wife is not super thrilled about this because you know, when I broke my back, yeah, I could have never walked again. You know, yeah. I mean, that, like, you know, that could be worse than that, but that I guess it's just a mental or maybe in my nature thing that it's always pushing the boundaries.
Yeah. So when you did that bull riding video, there was a young man with you with a long beard who was sat watching. Did he ever attempt to bull ride?
Oh, that would be Money. So
that's Money, was it? Oh, now I know who you mean now.
Yeah. So that was actually Money's first time going bull ride. And let me tell you, so me and Money, we're like the best of friends, right? We've only known each other maybe 2 months now. And we met, I seen him walking out of the liquor store, and I seen his beard, and I was like, man, you have got to be on my YouTube channel, right? And we didn't really talk for a couple weeks, and one day he's driving down the street, and he did subscribe to my channel, but he heard the train going by. He's in his car, and he was watching my channel as he was driving on a live stream. And he's like, I just heard the same train. I must be really close to you right now, right? So he's like, I'm going to where we met. And then I ended the live stream. And from there on out, I mean, almost day in, day out, he's got a daughter same age as mine, Little Miss Money. And that, you know, that now we go over, the wives hang out. You know, I mean, it's been amazing. I mean, Money was like one of those things that it was like in the stars that we met, you know.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. You know, I mean, I do follow Money's channel now. You know, since I met Scott and yourself. So you know, I'd love to interview Money. You know, well, I'll have to get that one arranged, and quite a few in here. You know, I want to get some interviews done. You know, with because. As I said earlier, I love talking to people. My wife calls me a chatterbox. I don't know what random life calls me. Yeah, I do. Wherezel Gummidge. Oh yeah, the next one is that Laguna Cemetery, 1871. Now, it looked a brilliant video. The only problem, it was all in the dark. So, could you go back there during the day and do a video?
I absolutely could, and I might. The only thing is, so that I happen to have troubles with the law often.
Yes, I gathered that.
Place that you are not supposed to enter, period. So I definitely could do that. And the thing is, this cemetery was so old, there are no headstones whatsoever. That up on the plaque, there's like a map, of how people were arranged. There are absolutely no markers whatsoever to find who is where. And a matter of fact, that night I almost got sprayed by a skunk in there. I was and just the other side of a tree there, I heard something, and I was kind of on edge, you know, being in an old cemetery like that or whatever. I guess the sissy side of Savage came out, but I heard something, and it could have been a coyote, it could have been, you know, anything. And I turned, and I just got the glimpse of the skunk, and I was like, all right. And Money was there. He just didn't feel like he needed to get out of the car.
Oh, sorry about that, Money. Fancy saying that. Oh, I appreciate that, Scott, but I'm not worried about being big. I just enjoy doing what I am doing. But I've got no interest in making money. I've got no interest, you know, I've got enough. I've got my pension. I've got to the time of life where this is a hobby that I really enjoy doing. And I enjoy meeting the people, watching other people's channels and everything like that. But for you young ones, yeah, I think that you should go out and really, really push it to the limit, because as Savage says, reach for the stars and you'll get there.
And honestly, since my first starting of YouTube, I've reevaluated it now that I'm actually making money on YouTube.
Yeah.
The deal is not so much. It's become more that now that, and my family's involved, you know, my son, Jimmy Gamer, he has a channel, Miss Velocity. So I know she's been in here, but much love to my wife, because so I don't know exactly what her channel is going to be about, but a lot of people are liking the idea of this is the crap I have to deal with to be married to High Velocity. You know, like,
oh, I like that. Oh, yeah. Now that would be brilliant. That, yeah. I'll look for. I mean, I do follow her, so I'm looking forward to seeing the videos that she puts up, because if you get the family involved, you've got the backing, haven't you? And this is it. I mean, my wife's not interested in YouTube at all. She's not interested in. I mean, the number of times she used to tell me off when we was away on vacation, you know, she'd be like 30 yards in front of me while I was filming, and she had to wait. And she used to say to me, "You never worry about me, do you?" And I went, "Yeah, I can see you out the corner of my eye. Don't worry, love. I know where you are." And I mean, when we was looking around San Francisco once, you know, we hit a corner of the street, and there was this singer singing away, you know, and I must have spent 20 minutes filming him, and I still knew where she was because my wife loves shopping. So as long as I keep my eye out and I know which shop she goes in, I can guarantee she'll be in there 2 hours. So I was all right, you know.
Well, so my wife has also not been a fan of YouTube until here in recent times, and that you guys make sure you guys go and support Miss Velocity, because she actually feels great having subscribers, even though she hasn't had her first video yet. I mean, that I know that if I don't want to sleep on the couch more often, then I should definitely spend more time with her than on YouTube. But you know, YouTube is almost like a drug. It's very, very addicting.
It is, yeah, I agree on that. And you have got to get that balance right with personal life and YouTube, because YouTube can take over your life altogether. But like Pusa Studios, husband and wife team, they do it together. So I mean, I'd love to see, you know, I'd love to have had her on when I was interviewing you, so we could get to know her. So because she hasn't been on, can you fix up an interview with her, please, Savage, for me?
Oh, hey, you know,
now you're getting to know how to do things.
Hey, I could probably definitely do that. And I'll tell you that she is got to be one of the most amazing women in the world, right? So when I broke my back riding bulls, oh, let's go before that. When me and her first met, I was still a professional bull rider, and I was off because of an injury, and I was practicing. I was training every day. Some days I would get on 3, 4, 5 bulls a day. And when we were going to take pictures with my son when he was just born, you know, at like a photo studio, I couldn't even hardly sit down because I had so many broken bones, you know. And that I remember this one rodeo that we were just a new couple. We had a baby, you know, just, you know, young to the world. And that we had maybe $200 in combined money. And I went to enter a rodeo, and to enter that rodeo was $125. And I bucked off. I, you know, lost that 125. And, you know, it never mattered the good or the bad, that she had stuck with me. When I broke my back, we almost went broke. I mean, because I'm the one, you know, that makes the money in the family. And it didn't matter, you know, I had intentionally here in the past year had been real nasty to her in intention that well, that she would leave.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm pleased she hasn't, you know, because I mean, you look a great family, Savage, and this is it, and you've got a good woman behind you. Never let her go is what I always say. You know, I mean, I've been with my wife for just over 42 years now, and all right, there's times I take her for granted, but you know, especially over YouTube, because like when I'm interviewing anybody, I really go into the videos and the channel and find out as much as I can, and I watch live streams that they've been on to get the information, just so I've got something to talk about, because otherwise, if you're going blind, it's very hard to get a discussion going, because most people aren't talkative. And you've got to come out. You've got to draw people out to find out about them, and that's why I do my research. And I can talk to most people. I mean, I can knock on a door to a complete stranger, and within 2 minutes, we'd be friends, and I'd invite myself in for a coffee or breakfast or dinner or whatever. I remember going on holiday to Yugoslavia once, many, many years ago, and I was just walking around the streets and calling nature. So I just knocked on this door and I asked, and I went in, and me and the wife ended up having a full meal with the couple who I invited myself into.
So when I found out I had cancer, right? Yeah. I actually tried to keep it, from everybody, and I've been putting off appointments like crazy, and everybody in here knows, and everybody in here has been in, like, tell me, you need to go get that taken care of. But it's not the sickness that scared me or anything. It's the, the whole deal after. I didn't want to put her or the kids through all that. So I was pretty much, like I said, I tried to be as nasty as I could, to push her away, and she's still here. So, I guess maybe I'm stuck with her. I still keep trying to buy her that wood chipper for Christmas, but.
So how are you having treatment, or have you had your treatment for the cancer?
No, actually, I continue putting off appointments, and they're calling my wife, telling her, hey, this is not something to play around with. You really got to get him in here.
Yeah.
Because, once you start things like chemotherapy and radiation and this and that, and then, it just sucks the life right out of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've tried to keep cancer away from my YouTube channel as much as possible, because I don't want, 100,000 views coming over here over something that's it's not what my channel's about.
No, but you definitely want to go. You definitely want to go and get it, seen to, because I mean, I lost my mother at 60 years of age through lung cancer. And, she didn't go to see the doctors. She put everything off. I lost my dad through bowel cancer at 69. So I'm a great believer that the earlier you get there, get it seen to. I know the treatment's rough, but, you're a great guy. You've got a great family. So don't sit back. Get there.
Well, honestly, from what
the only advice I can give you is get there, because if you leave it too late, and then it could be too late for you.
Well, what I could take away from what you just told me is if I don't treat it, then I got at least another 30 years.
Yeah, well, yeah. Hopefully, hopefully, but you never know. We never know. Somebody once said to me, there's 2 days in your life where you don't get 24 hours in a day. That's the day you're born and the day you cease to exist. Because, I remember my auntie, she was 74. I was on the phone to her, because I used to phone her every Sunday. And we was on the phone, and she says, oh, I'm just going to get a sweet out the packet of sweets next to me on the settee. And with that, it all went quiet. And I kept on saying, Auntie, where are you? And it wasn't until the next day they found a body with a hand going in the sweet packet. So she must have had a massive heart attack at that second when I was talking to her. And life is very, very precious. And if you can do anything to save that, go and get that treatment. I would. I know it's going to be hard, but that treatment could save your life. All right, might not save your life. It might, but it might prolong it.
Well, that my wife is dead set on getting me in sometime this month is my next appointment, and I'm gonna go. I mean, I'm getting calls from friends, from family, my dad, and I'm gonna go. This next one I'm going to.
Yeah. Well, while you're on here, then promise that to your wife, because she's in the chat. So promise her.
Oh yes, I definitely promise. I am going for that one, Jess.
Yeah. Oh, good, because I'll be praying for you. Don't worry about that. But so then get away from that, because that's a morbid subject. We'll get into another morbid subject then. What's your opinion on the gun laws of your country? Because all we see in the States is news about there's been another mass killing here, there's been another mass killing there, and I don't believe in violence. I'm a great believer in peace. And if you've got problems, you talk things over. But I know in this world today that a lot of people suffer with mental illness. So I'll leave the stage up to you now about your opinion on your gun laws.
Well, I think I might be a sufferer of mental illness, but I can tell you this, that the gun laws in my country, if you stricten them all you want, that they're a complete joke. Okay? I think that the gun laws are harming the people that are doing things the right way. So, and I can actually demonstrate this to you right now. Let's see. So one thing you don't know is that I've got my first banned video from YouTube, a banned video for terrorist activities in my first 3 months of YouTubing.
Yeah, because I saw that video on terrorism. Yes, I thought, is he promoting it? Sorry about that, Savage. Carry on.
Oh no. So actually, that my first banned video was I taught how to make a silencer for under $5 in under 5 minutes.
Oh, no.
This right here is a tool. This is called a ram set.
Yeah.
Anybody could buy this. Anybody could buy boxes of rounds for these. What they take is essentially a 22 caliber blank. Okay. With some slight modifications, you could turn this into a firing weapon. So you could put gun laws into place all you want, but if people know where to look, that you can take things like this. Oh, that one's blank. That one's blank. Oh, no, there we go. And you can turn this into a weapon very easily. Now, another thing about gun laws is that, and this is, you're going to get the most information you've ever got about guns right now.
Yeah.
All right. You can order parts kits online. All right. And it's no secret, to me or anybody else, that I am, on legal conditions right now, that you can order parts kits for weapons with amazing features and everything, stuff that would be used by like military snipers or something. And you can order parts kits like this online with no background check and assemble them yourself at home. Yeah. So that the gun laws that are in place, they hurt the people that go to a gun store and that buy a gun legally, So the people that are shooting people, they are not acquiring their guns legally. Now, I actually plan on doing a video here pretty soon. I was going to do it this weekend. I don't think I'm going to be able to, but I want to go into the projects of Oakland and get some like straight up behind the scenes footage of sideshows and stuff like this. Now, Oakland has 30,000 unsolved murders a year on average. Unsolved.
Yeah.
All right. And I am going to go into places where they are highly gang occupied, right? And that they do things that honestly, that even the law enforcement cannot stop because there are more of them than law enforcement. So, I mean, you know, if you have, 300 people out in the streets doing crazy things, that there's no way for law enforcement to be able to control the masses when, a law enforcement maybe have 300 officers to a department. When you have a city of millions, and a good percentage of these bad cities are people doing terrible things. So that, like I said, I am going to actually go to a pimp's house, like a real pimp, and talk with him a bit on camera, and maybe talk with some of his girls, and then show like what happens really in Oakland. So the gun laws, you could put the strictest gun laws into play, but the fact of the matter is that it takes a person with a gun to stop a person with a gun. And I mean, if you look at wars like World War II, with the Nazis, right? The Nazis wanted to kill everybody. If it wasn't for the good people having guns, that we would all be living a different life today.
Oh yeah, so, agreed on that.
Yeah, so that the people that are in stores buying a gun legitimately, then I feel that the gun laws do nothing but hurt the good people.
Oh yeah.
So if I was to go to Oakland right now, I am sure I would be able to buy weapons and ammo off the streets, and that it wouldn't be able to save anybody. I mean, so that the gun laws, in my honest opinion, the gun laws are an absolute joke. That they're just hurting the good people. They can't put no regulations on what you buy on the street.
No, that I fully agree with you on that. That's why I wanted to get your views, because it's always interesting to get people's views on things like that. I mean, I would never carry a gun. I would never carry a knife. I'm a coward. Well, I'm not a coward, but I always say I'm a coward because if somebody asked me for my money, I'd give them it because my life's more important than the money I've got in my wallet. Although I don't carry a lot with me because I've learned through experience. I carry about $15 with me, the most that I ever carry. So if somebody stopped me in the street, they'd only get $15. Well, £20, $15 roughly. So that's my philosophy. And if somebody wanted to hit me or attack me with a knife, and then I'd run as fast as I can. I wouldn't retaliate because I don't believe in losing my temper. Because if you lose your temper or lose your cool, that's when you can commit violence or whatever, and anything can happen. So I'm a great believer in not provoking anybody at all. I mean, where I live in a block of over 55 flats. The mainly people living around me are mainly in the 70s and 80s. And the other night, one of the women down below me, a 7-year-old knocked on her door, and she opened the door. And when she opened the door, 3 young people rushed in, covered themselves with balaclavas, and one sat on her while the other 2 robbed her of her jewellery, money and everything like that. But going in, doing that to a 78-year-old, it's all drug related, you know, wherever you go. So, you know, but I mean, learning about how many deaths there are in your area, the Oakland area, San Francisco, I mean, it's shocking, really is. But I am really looking forward to that. If you do a video on the cult, you know, the pimp and all like that, because I think that you know, that wants to be aired on things like YouTube, because it's everyday life, and if you can go and do it and get away with it with talking to these people, it brings it to the attention of everybody.
Well, and also with like people like me that that I can go in and talk to these people and not seem like a reporter or something like that.
Yeah. You know, well, you're an everyday guy, Sam.
Right in. And so they would accept me just as one of their own, essentially.
I mean, So I will look forward to that series that you've got. That if you go out and do it, but first of all, get that cancer seen to. I don't know what cancer you've got, but get that seen to.
Oh yeah, I did. I like I said, I'm definitely going to do that. That I honestly, I've put it off too long. It's almost it's going to be getting close to a year now that I've been putting it off, and I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna get that taken care of.
Yeah, I like what Scott says. I'm betting there is over 500 million firearms in the United States. How do you control that? You can't. Yeah, you can't, Scott, really. It's as Savage says, the ones who do it legally aren't the ones that you've got to watch. It's the ones who don't do it legally. They're the ones that cause the trouble.
Yeah, and like I said, I just I just did a really simple like demonstration that you could pretty much pick up a firearm anywhere. You could with a small bit of metal, plumbing pipes that they sell, you can make a slam gun, and I mean in minutes. And a 12 gauge. I mean, you know, really big calibers that will really hurt people.
Yeah. So we was talking earlier on, Savage, about that you've been living off the grid in your RV, and you've shown me your yard, that you are now thinking about buying a property somewhere to go and live on the grid. So where will that be? Will it be in the area where you are now, or will it be in the places that you mentioned to me?
Well, to tell you the truth, I have property that I could move to. I'm going to rent here in California, because for a place about the size of my RV, it would cost over $1 million here in California.
Yeah.
And that I see no sense in paying that kind of money to have a quality of life that I don't want. That I would rather be in the country. I would rather continue my children to grow up with country values, than as opposed to being exposed to the same gang life and and stuff that I was.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. Because that's what I worry about with my great grandchildren. You know, I look at the world situation and I think, yeah, well, you know, I'm worried about my 14-year-old great grandson because I think to myself, with the drug situation here in the UK and throughout the world, you know, how easy it is to get involved in with gangs, with drug abuse and everything like that. And it is a big worry now because it's a lot different to what the world was back when I was a child.
And I don't want my son to be ignorant of it either. I want my son to be able to feel comfortable and walk through or work in any neighborhood anywhere and not, you know, have that fear like, oh, something bad's going to happen. You know, like once I get to this Oakland interview, that you will see that I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to cower. I'm going to walk through there exactly how I do if I was going through Safeway.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, I think we've been on about an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm going to finish this live stream with High Velocity Savage. I appreciate everybody coming in the chat. Really, I'm going to watch it back because I want to see all the comments and all the channels that I don't support. I will get back to you and support your channel. Is there anything you'd like to say, Savage, to the people in the chat that's left, the 17?
I would just like to say thanks everybody for coming. Much love out to the Wolfpack. If anybody here has not checked out the Wolfpack yet, definitely go check out the Wolfpack.
So thank you very much, everybody. Bye for now. Keep on, Savage.